Did you know that the mere sight of this aircraft was enough to make enemy pilots surrender before the battle even began? That's right. This was one very terrifying fighter jet. Back in 1965, when the McDonnell Douglas F-4 Phantom II arrived in Vietnam, the North Vietnamese had no idea what hit them. They called it the Demon. Why? Because this wasn't just a fighter jet. It was a 60,000-pound flying apocalypse with twin J-79 engines that could be heard from 20 miles away. During the 1967 Israeli Six-Day War, Arab air forces were so terrified of the Israeli F-4s that they left entire squadrons of MiGs on the ground. That's right. Pilots literally fled rather than face the Phantom in combat. In 1965, the F-4 entered service with the U.S. Air Force and Navy. By 1967, it was a legend. During the Six-Day War, Israeli F-4s flew over 1,000 combat sorties, destroying hundreds of enemy aircraft and air defense systems. But let me tell you, the Phantom was more than just a fighter jet. It was a monster that could carry more bombs than a World War II B-17 bomber. Yet it could also outrun anything in the sky, including the SR-71 Blackbird at Mach 2.2. And it did all this while looking like a bat out of hell. During Operation Bolo in January 1967, Colonel Robin Olds led F-4s disguised as bomb-laden F-105s into a trap that netted 7 MiG-21s in a single engagement without losing a single Phantom. And let me tell you about Major Phil Handley. During the Vietnam War, he scored the first and only supersonic gun kill in history at Mach 1.2, 280-plus knots faster than any previous aerial gunfight. Now here's what really made enemies panic. The F-4 could carry 18,650 pounds of pure destruction. That's more firepower than most bombers. 4 AIM-7 Sparrows, 4 AIM-9 Sidewinders, plus a 20mm Vulcan cannon that fired 6,000 rounds per minute. But the real terror was that the F-4 could switch roles mid-mission. One minute it was an air-to-air interceptor. The next minute it was a ground attack bomber. And those twin engines became the soundtrack of fear for Vietnamese ground forces. Vietnamese anti-aircraft gunners learned to fear the distinctive howl of those twin engines as much as pilots did. Over 65 years since its first flight, upgraded F-4s are still flying combat missions. This is the F-4 Phantom, proof that when you build a fighter jet that can outfight, outrun, and outbomb everything else in the sky, even your enemies will show you respect by running away. Now that's air superiority.